Hello, everyone. So this is Aria Aaron, President of Black Graduate Business Leaders at USC Marshall School of Business. I know at the Forward Summit this year, I ended up having technical difficulties, which forced my video to go out in the middle of the opening speech for the event. So I thought it would be really cool to be able to actually record the speech that I was going to give in its totality at the event, and just wanted to take the time to share this with all of the attendees and just provide an additional note of gratitude and thanks. The event was great. It was very much a success, and that is because of the people like you attending the event, coming, engaging, learning more, networking, and connecting, which was amazing for us. So wanted to just kind of take the time to say thank you, as well as give you all a little bit more of my opening speech that I was not able to give on the day of because of technical difficulties. But here it is. Good morning. Welcome and thank you all for joining us at this year's Forward Summit. My name is Aria Aaron, and I am the President of Black Graduate Business Leaders at the USC Marshall School of Business. Last year, BGBL, as we're called, partnered with the Latino Management and Business Association to put on the first Forward Summit. It began with a question. USC sits in South Central LA, a hardworking neighborhood home to a large population of Black and Latinx people. So what more can USC do to uplift the same community it calls home? Then came an idea from former BGBL President Alexandra Pinckney to leverage the resources and clout of USC to bring exposure to Black and Latinx business professionals. We all know the power of representation, how seeing those who look like us in places of power confirms our own belonging. And the Forward Summit was born with that purpose in mind. The first event had panels that range from entrepreneurship to board governance to entertainment and even generational wealth. Not only was the event insightful and gave us the representation that we desired, but it also offered an opportunity for connection. The impact was felt by all that day, and the rising BGBL and LMBA administrations knew that we had to continue this event. But a lot has changed since last March. The pandemic forced the world to lock down mere weeks, might I say days, after the first event. America's reckoning with racial violence and injustice in the wake of the murders of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Elijah McClain, and others came just a few months after that. We could not have anticipated how the world would transpire, but one thing is for sure. It let us know exactly why the Forward Summit is needed. The general consciousness of this country finally began to realize that the ideals and values that Americans cherish do not represent reality for many of its citizens. We are reminded that there is much work to be done. The Forward Summit is one way that we choose to do that work. Now, the Forward Summit is specific in the voices we are elevating, those of Black and Latinx people. But with such a platform, we also have a responsibility to make sure that we are speaking up in support of other oppressed communities. As such, we vehemently declare that we stand against racial violence and hatred of all kinds. And we stand with our Asian American, and Pacific Islander brother and sisters who have seen a rise of such violence in their communities. Fannie Lou Hamer said it best. Nobody's free until everybody's free. And hate has no home here. And just as important as it is to celebrate our wins, like the election of Vice President Kamala Harris and what that means for our communities, it is equally as important to acknowledge that we must keep fighting and keep working toward the future that we want. So, let's get down to business. And that was pretty much going to be the most of my speech. The rest was just going to go through the schedule of the day. Again, just want to thank you so much for taking the time out, coming to the Forward Summit. We hope that it was an amazing event for you all too, that you were able to take away a lot, learn a lot, as well as connect with a lot of different people. From the bottom of my heart, so humbled, so grateful for you and for the ability to host the Forward Summit. Thank you to my team. Thank you to you. Goodbye.